Students completing the psychology seminar will be asked to complete an electronic portfolio of their works. So this demonstration is to show you the basics on how to get started using ePortfolio in D2L. Every student has access to ePortfolio. Once you're logged into D2L, there's a drop-down menu here under Brightspace, and that's where you'll select ePortfolio. When you first open up ePortfolio, the page that's showing is a little bit like Facebook. It's trying to show you the recent information, recent changes to your ePortfolio, maybe things you've created or things others have created and shared with you. So if you haven't done anything yet, recently, this page may be blank, but that's okay because we need to get started by clicking on My Items in the submenu just next to the ePortfolio tab. In My Items, every student should have shared to them a template for Psychology 485 seminar. So this is a template that your instructor has designed for you to follow and to edit and put your information into it. So let me open that just by clicking on the title and showing an example of the template. You'll be asked to include things like your personal mission statement, scriptural foundation, statement of vocational orientation, all on this introduction page. As you work down the left side of the page, you'll have a table of contents where you can list the kinds of items that are in your portfolio. We'll go back through general education, include evidence of completion of core requirements, evidence from gen ed courses, work through your major, your minor if you have one, co-curricular experiences, and there's also a place for current resume and your letters of recommendation. So each one of these pages is a spot in your portfolio where you can upload and organize all of this material. So you can't do any editing in this mode. We're actually just looking at the template right now, and it looks like a finished document. So I'm going to take you through the steps of how to remove these directions, these placeholders in the template, and put your specific information in its place. All right, so I'm going to close this preview template, and that takes me back to my ePortfolio inside of D2L. To get started, you need to know how to add your own evidence, or also known as artifacts. So we'll start by clicking the blue button here that says Add, and then we have several different types of items that we can choose from here. I'll show you how to do a file upload, because you may have a specific piece of work that you want to bring in. Maybe it's a sample paper from a prior class. Maybe it's a photograph. Whatever your evidence is, you'll add it as an artifact or a file. So let's click Upload and find that item from our documents. And I'll just bring something in here from the Dropbox called Get Smart. I'm going to choose that file. You can upload Word documents, PowerPoints, PDF files, pretty much anything you would have created in one of your classes. Click Add right there, and then go through the wizard that tells you Next, and update your title if you need to. Make sure that you name your documents in a way that will make it sense for other people who are looking at your portfolio. You can put a description in if you'd like to, and then down here you can tag it. So a tag is just a way for you to look back at this item later on and search and find items that have that tag. I'm going to click Add Tag and then Save, and then click Save and Close. There's a breadcrumb trail here. If you go back one step to My Items, you'll see listed the most recent document that I brought into my portfolio. So this is a file upload of a Word document that I just did. So I also want to add a photograph, so I'm going to click Add again, choose File Upload, follow the same steps as before, click Upload, and this time I'm going to find a picture or photograph from my camera. Select that. Notice it's a JPEG, it's a different file type, that's okay. Click Add, then click Next. And here's a good example of renaming an item. I don't necessarily want this to just be a random file name, so this can be something more specific that makes sense to the viewer. I'm going to give that a tag as well. Click Add Tag, and then click Save, and then Save and Close. And that's just a summary of what I brought in. So I'll go back again to My Items, and now I can see that my list of items is starting to grow. So I've just added a couple of types of evidence to be put in to my psychology seminar. So let me show you what you need to do to start editing that template that I showed you earlier. Instead of clicking on the title, click the drop-down arrow, the drop-down arrow just to the right, and from that list of options, click Edit. All right, that takes us to 4 tabs across the top. We have Properties. That's where you can name this item more specifically. So I'm going to call this Seminar for let's put a fake name in for Chris Test. Seminar Portfolio for Chris Test. And because it's no longer a template, it's actually my portfolio, I'm going to erase that description that says it's a template. For now, I'm going to skip Content and Layout and go over to the Banner tab. Make sure it says Saved for you. You can always click Save whenever you make changes. The banner title is what will visually display at the top of your page in your finished presentation. So this is a great place to list your name. The banner description will also display at the top of your finished presentation, but in a smaller sized font to the right. This is optional, but if you want to list something, you can do that in this box. I think I'll just put Psychology Major Spring 2019. I'm going to save that, click on Save. Now, there is a Themes tab over here, but we're going to leave that alone for now. We're going to leave the theme as it is with the Greenville University logo at the top. Let me just show you what it looks like now with the updates that we've made. If we click on the link that says View Presentation, it'll pop open a new window and let us see what has been done so far. So you can see my new changes have been applied. It's got the title at the top with the subtitle or the banner description over on the right in a smaller font. You can update those however you need to. I'm going to close the preview now because I can't edit in here. This is just a preview template. Now I'm back in my edit mode, but we skipped over the content layout section, so I want to go over that right now. I want to show you how you can bring your artifacts and other items into the layout. Your pages are listed down the left. If there's a page that you don't need for your finished presentation, for example, if you have a major but not a minor, you can remove a page by clicking the drop-down arrow and clicking Delete. And that will take the page off of your layout completely. Likewise, if there's something additional that you'd like to add, maybe another category, you can add another page using the new page link right here. So let me show you how to edit and change the information in the content area on a specific page. So right now I'm working on the portfolio introduction page because that's what's selected on the left. And then I have some text components that have been added here for the template. I can edit these text sets by clicking the drop-down arrow and choosing to edit. So this is a place where the personal mission statement goes. I can just click and press enter here and continue typing my text and start adding information. There's a full text editor. You can open this up and choose to make things bold, italics, underlined. You can change fonts, font sizes, colors. So if I wanted to compose my personal mission statement or any other text, I can do that by editing that text box right on the page. If I already have this typed out in a Word document, I could have that all highlighted and copied and then come in here and paste it in, using Command C, Command V, or Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste to paste those in. I'm going to click Save and Close with a little bit of editing I've done there. And if I don't want this text set and I want to bring in a Word document instead that someone would have to click on and download to open it up, I could just remove that section from my page and take it out. I'm going to delete it from the page, and then I can click Add Component to bring in an artifact that I previously had uploaded to my items. So here's my example Get Smart document I brought in earlier. I'll choose that. I'll click Add. And then this is a link right here to my document that's on the page. I can rearrange things in this area by using the green arrows to move them up or down. One section at a time I would do this. And finally, I can add a component to bring in a photo. So again, I'll choose Add Component and click Add Artifact. And there's my example photo. I'd select that, click Add, and that component is now brought into the page. Anytime you want to preview what you've done to your presentation, click that link, View Presentation, up here at the top, and that will open it up. And here you can see the text that I edited in my personal mission statement. You can see the link to the Get Smart Word document that I brought in, and there's the photograph that I brought in. I want to click Close of that preview, and now I can, back in edit mode, I can continue to editing. Just go through all these different pages and edit them until they look the way you want them to look. I do want to point out an editing tip here, or a suggestion. Back here on the portfolio introduction page, I brought in this document called Get Smart. And you'll notice that when we look at that in our presentation, the title of the document is listed twice, here and here. I don't like the way that looks. I just want to list it once. So I'm going to, in my edit mode, click on the drop-down menu next to that specific component, and this time click Edit Display Options. And I want to actually remove this title and replace it with some alternative text if you want to. So it reads a little differently, doesn't repeat that title. So I'll just leave that and click Save. And now we can go into View Presentation to see what that looks like. And you can see now that the alternative text has been put in. Okay, I'm going to close that. And that is all. When you're totally finished adding all of your evidence and artifacts and organizing it, and you feel like you have a good visual layout to your ePortfolio. You just click Close. And then if you want to go back and continue editing, you can just go back, click the drop-down arrow again, and click Edit.